covering this. So, yeah, there's a lot of stories that I actually want to cover that have been on the back burner for a while, so I might just start releasing 3 videos a week rather than just 2, because quite honestly, there is a lot of stuff I want to cover in a short amount of time, and I don't want these videos to go too stale, because there's a lot of things out there. We have this one for Quantum TV, we have another one for AI art, and then we have another one about a little bit of an older story, but one that I wanted to cover because I think that it's important. And also one on VR that's still kind of stuck in limbo because I still haven't even recorded that audio. Anyway, so today we're going to be talking about Quantum TV. So I haven't talked about Quantum TV in a bit. If you are new to the channel and you have no idea who Quantum is, let me refresh you on everything that Quantum does and is. Quantum essentially was a person who used to review TVs. Now, reviewing TVs is not necessarily a bad thing, but the reason why he was called out in a lot of his circles was because a lot of his information was wrong. That information was basically stuff that he would use. And the TVs and the ways that he got to review these things is that he didn't write them off on his taxes as like a business expense. Rather, that he would basically defraud Best Buy to be able to, actually get the TVs and then use like a return policy to basically refund the money back into him so he wasn't actually losing money on all of the purchases, or again, writing it off on his business taxes and stuff. Upon doing so, he would then also start to review video games to some small capacity. Again, this is glossing over various amounts of history. But he reviewed Elden Ring with very factually wrong information that a lot of people pointed out. Not only was it factually wrong information, but as soon as he started to get called out, he started to basically threaten people with the doxing of information, i.e. mainly to copyright claim the videos and stuff like that, or at least threaten to do so. We have all this on record. Then he basically called out Mischief, as well as the Act Man and several other people in the commentary community, continuing to poke the bear and stir the pot, essentially. When the bear started to bite back, he just denied the fact that he was being mauled, and eventually just decided that he was right and tried to walk away from the situation, or at least it seemed like he tried to. But overall, he just couldn't stay away because he just thought, he knew, quote unquote, that he was correct in a lot of the contexts. And then it came out that there was a lot of other things that was bad about him, including specific behaviors on his now deleted Twitter, specific behaviors to people that he had doxed and harassed previously, specific behaviors with emails, even in a private setting that came out in several different aspects. And overall, the entirety of him is basically, I am a narcissistic ass face, and so now I'm going to assault and batter my wife. At least that's what he was talking about, or at least that's how it seemed to have come across. Now, he was actually arrested in the county of Florida, because yes, of course, this happened in Florida, and essentially, he is now in the processes of getting a divorce with his now ex-wife, who has been communicating with a previous mod of his, who is now basically his worst enemy, and gives us constant updates like the one that we are going to be doing today. Now, again, do bear in mind that that is a super quick summary. If you want a more detailed, actual reenactment and reaccounting of events, I will link a documentary in the description below, as well as a link to a couple of other channels who have covered this person in particular, if you want to go and check out more information from more primary sources, rather than just having a quick summary. In any case, today we are going to be taking a look at a couple of different anonymous posts. This, again, is you have to take with a grain of salt because this is coming from Anonymous, who is taking this information from the wife of Quantum TV. And sorry for my squeaky chair, it's old. So anyway, let's get started. So basically, I'm not going to go right through the whole thing. I'm going to just basically give you a plot summary, but I will put the screenshots up on screen now, just so you can go and read through them as much as possible. So essentially, what's happening here is that quoting wife of Quantum, who is a bit more trustworthy than Quantum himself, but again, this is like going through other people. But basically, to summarize this quote here, when he was angry at the Actman, he would make these threats in private. Now, these private threats he'd never really acted upon, but the way that he described it, he would basically try to traumatize the family as much as possible by allowing the entirety of the family to just basically just be made not alive anymore. Overall, the entirety of it was planned out through meticulous planning in the way that he did it, and that was mainly if he had nothing to lose in that. And he would have like a list of people that he would kill first to be able to make the most impact on that family because of that. Again, got to remember that this is coming from his wife as well, and that she now regrets her actions, or at least is coming forward about these actions as well, because of the fact that it was hard to process the disturbing playing out in in Quantum's fantasy, as well as if you want to join the discussion about Quantum and stuff, there's the link to the Discord and things like that, blah, 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 blah. Now, again, unsure as to the validity of this. Now, to say that I don't trust it is not entirely true. It's not that I don't trust it, it's just the fact that there is, one, no real reason for her to lie, so I do trust it a little bit more, but two, there is some reason for her to at least make this explanation. But the one big thing that I think Rich of Review Tech USA actually brought up was, why come forward about this information now? And to put it in a more devil's advocate and a more psychological sense, I think the fact that coming forward about this information now is more of a hindsight and a repression/suppression of specific memories due to things maybe like PTSD. Now, that's not to say that the Quantum's wife does have PTSD, but maybe not, unsure, undiagnosed, blah, 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 blah. But repression is a thing that I think it comes forward about this in that she just got so used to Quantum talking about these things with probably other people, because we know that this is a kind of recurring bit of a little bit of a recurrence in his life, because this is not the only time that he's gone and harassed other people and talked them through by using specific services to basically do underhanded tactics to destroy a family. We know this from other people and other people in the AV community specifically, to be able to have that conversation. Again, this is more of a pattern of repeated behavior. But, again, we are to just say that she is saying these things is not the same thing. It's a little bit of a weird, sticky situation. So do I believe her more than Quantum TV? Absolutely. Do I fully trust that this is an accurate reencountment? Not entirely, but I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt in saying that she just got away from a very big narcissistic person. So, yeah. Anyway, we then also have another quick update here with Quantum himself, basically lying outright to the people in his audience still. Now, again, this is more or less coming from anonymous advice as well, where he is trying to paint it as if he is the one in the right, by claiming that there was no history of assault and battery, despite the police reports and stuff like that, as well as the actual victim of this sort of thing happening, as well as the mugshot that was released back when I was talking more about this. Again, if you want to know more, I will probably have a video linked in the description in that context. And also, saying that he has personally seen pictures of the bruises and stuff like that within privacy. Again, unsure of the validity of that, so we'll just brush on past that. As well as trying to join arousals as well as this sort of thing. And basically showing pictures of these sorts of things, which I will again show up on screen here. Now, to say that I am disappointed is pretty much like, yeah, again, we have this history, we have all of this other stuff, but the biggest problem that seems to be happening is that Quantum still seems to have some sort of, there is a lot of squeaking going on with this chair, I'm sorry. But to say that there is no history of anything that we are talking about here. We have the receipts, we have the actual videos and stuff. And again, he does seem to have a platform now, more specifically on TikTok, but yeah. And so, yeah, but we'll finish off this video by talking about the actual response that Quantum seems to have about this whole situation, and then we'll go with...
I don't know who needs to hear this, but the words of a former moderator that got fired, kicked off of my Discord, an ex-wife who was divorced, I filed for divorce, and a group of people that lost revenue attacking me because they tried to win with the court of public opinion when they brought it to the actual authority of YouTube. They ended up getting strikes and literally losing themselves revenue. Now have a lot of stuff that is negative to say about me. Should not really shock anyone, and if it does, well, you don't know how vendettas work.
Excuse me? Mr. Kettle, Mr. Pot called. He says you're black!
What? It's a turn of phrase. It has nothing to do with race.
It's very much personal for these people. Let them say what they're gonna say. I mean, honestly, bro, like, this is how the game works here. It's to the point now where, honestly, all you have to do is just say, Quantum's ex-wife, and then any made-up outlandish story after that, and it just sells to these people like hotcakes. But if you feel like there's a crime that has occurred, or a crime that is pending, call the police. Go ahead and have them investigate me. Y'all really, like, think y'all are doing something, and it's like, that's the only thing that makes me want to respond. It's like, I'm here to remind you, you haven't done fuck all nothing, bro. Look at me. I'm still fucking here. I'm still doing my shit. I'm still enjoying my fucking life. And what can you do about it? Fucking nothing.
Oh boy. So let's break this down one by one on each of his points. The first one being that we do actually have receipts, and we do actually have screenshots of you having this pattern of repeated behavior. Not only do we have this pattern of repeated behavior all over the internet, as well as documented on various medias, as well as, again, that 1-hour documentary, link in the description. Go and check it out. It's fucking awesome. But, we also have people like myself who have covered this story continuously and have covered situations much like yourself and have known and talked about people of this situation. You responding actually weakens your argument in a lot of senses. The main reason why is because you responding only reinforces the fact that we're getting to you. That's the thing. That's the thing that a lot of people don't seem to understand about channels like myself and channels like, well, Klutzy and Sanity and Salty and stuff like that. A lot of people out there want, at least in the commentary community, when we get the response, that usually entails that we're getting to the person, because us, as a bit more rational thinkers than I would like to say for other people, maybe not entirely, it's the good commentary channels out there. When they get the response, that means that they're talking about the situation is getting to that specific person. It really honestly is. So you responding does not actually really say much, to be clear. So, yeah. But it's not like we're making up a lot of these stories. And the former mod that he got fired and the person he's divorcing, that's why I said, like, I'm unsure who is filing for the divorce. I really don't think that Quantum would have actually filed for the divorce, being the amazing Christian individual that he claims himself to be. Now, again, that's neither here nor there, as we haven't heard or seen anything of the wife, and I don't expect a picture of the wife to surface ever. If it does, I will 100% be blurring that face out, as she doesn't need to be basically lambasted for anything else. To be clear, I'm not lambasting her at all with her coming forward about this information, if true. But I'm just going to say, and err on the side of caution, and say allegedly information that we are getting from both the wife and the former mod does seem to correlate with the actual pattern of behavior that we've seen Quantum being done with, and this seems to be another deflection of his in a lot of sense. Small, you actually are. Overall, I think that this is going to about do it for this video. My name is GamePen21. If you like what it is that I do and want to support me in any way, shape, or form, links to everything down in the description below. Patreon, Gumroad, and other stuff. My new single, Hollowed House, is out now. Go and check it out on the Bandcamp, etc. Thank you so much for watching, and a peace off.
Hey man, can I get a